Samanan, guys. Some guys are gonna get butthurt from this video, so apologies if you're one of those sensitive gents. So a couple of months ago, I actually got a pinched nerve in my neck, C7, and what then happened was my whole arm I couldn't utilize it. It was weak. If you know anything about a pinched nerve, it's very painful for me to sleep. It just, and it's been like 4 months, maybe 5, of not being able to train at gym. So I'm slowly trying to do a comeback and what, and this whole thing of not being able to train has really taken a knock on my confidence from a physical point. I pride myself in one of the aspects about me is the physicality, being strong, being fit, and not being able to go to gym and actually just work out. I actually took a knock. And after today, I was at gym and I'm actually going through it, and the mind games that's happening, because 5 months ago I was fucking pushing 65 kg dumbbells. Now I'm struggling to have 5 kgs on each arm. And I know it'll take time, to get back to where I was, but it hit my confidence, and the realization that this whole 4 months actually I've not been feeling too confident. I haven't been posting myself, feeling and it took me back to my first experiences of gym. It took me back to really getting into weights when I was in varsity, and how I started seeing how people treat me. How I started seeing how the respect I was getting from Amachita, the eyes that I was getting from Mosisi, and it got me thinking about what gym has taught me about women. What gym has taught me about people, what gym has taught me about money. Confidence is such an attractive a trait in a person. Confidence is an indicator that you know what you're doing. You don't just magically, oh my God, this guy's confident from nothing. If I'm playing the violin, I'm not confident because I've never done it. If I'm cycling, I'm not confident because I'm not a good cyclist. But however, when I project confidence physically, when I project confidence in terms of protection and provision, it's because it's an indicator that I can do this. And gym shows certain indicators. You must understand, in this world, we don't have time to be sitting with Abantu and actually getting a deep dive into who they are. We look for indicators. If we see a person driving a fancy car, that gives us a signal. Whether it's true or not, gives us a signal that person can afford it. Therefore, he should be financially strong. Whether he is or not, we don't know that. We just look at the signal. Again, if you see a person who's got a Bob Marley top, he's got dreads, hey man, hey, it signals that this guy might be a Rasta or Rastafari. It signals that person might smoke weed. It's a signaling. Same thing with girls. Same thing with anything. If you see a person who's jacked and has got a great body, it signals strength. I'm not saying it is strength, it signals strength, and on top of that, it signals other things, and I wrote them down. It signals patience, it signals discipline, it signals resilience, it signals work ethic, it signals self-control, it signals consistency. Guys, gym equals that. Gym is essentially just discipline and consistency. That's what gym is. That virtue, of being able to grind all the time, no matter what. Oh, I'm sad, go to gym. Oh, I'm happy, go to gym. Oh, I'm broke, go to gym. Oh, this, go to gym. That constant being resilient, that working at something, and then having the patience to see it out. And again, you must understand that when you're walking around and the female sees you like this, she's not instantly going, look at that guy who is so patient and has a work ethic. No, the signal in how you look goes, oh my God, for him to achieve that, it must mean this. This again is all the subconscious. If you see a person driving a specific car, it must, oh my God, I know that car costs 12,000 Rand, 15,000 Rand installment a month. It means that he must be of this financial bracket. Again, guys, these are just signals. You must understand, we are human at the end of the day. The same way that guys get attracted to booty and perky titties, the same way that females get attracted to certain attributes that men have. That's why they will go for the guy who's tall with the broad shoulders and the chiseled jaw. It's signaling certain things, Again, the same virtues that I named, from a money point, patience, discipline, resilience, work ethic, self-control, consistency. If you have those virtues and you apply them, you tell me that you're not going to get your money up? Let's say you're going for a job interview and you literally indicate and signal to your future employer that you are a person with a high work ethic, that you are a person who's resilient, you are a person who's disciplined, a person who's patient, a person who's consistent. Imagine exuding those traits and signaling those traits to your employer. Would that person not hire you? Like literally, gym is one of those things that I've pulled. I was like, man, there's so many things. And then in this journey, you also start realizing something about women. Women, like men, also lust. They really, really do. You know, you have so many women that say things like, oh, I mean, I'm fine as long as it's got a normal body. You know, it's fine. I want a dad bod. Women say one thing and do the totally opposite. No, man, as long as he just drives like a normal car, Ford Fiesta, I'm happy. Guys, like us, like men, women also lust. They are also human like us, guys. And I'm telling you, Guti, I've seen it. I've walked around in gym and I've seen the eyes from Moses. I was like, damn, okay, I'm paying on this. Because she's lasting. She's not necessarily saying, oh, I want to be with this guy and marry him and have all these kids. She's lasting the same way that many men would lust at a booties. Many men would lust at a certain female. It's the same thing. I've seen it time and time. I've seen gay guys lust at my body. I'm not saying, Guti, oh, now they want to be with. No, I'm just saying, Guti, it's just a human trait. It is what it is. The same way that when you see a Ferrari driving past, you go, damn. You know, I don't know a lot of people that have their cars, whatever, sitting in their cars, and an Uno drives past and they lust over that Uno. I know a lot of people who are sitting in their nice cars and all of a sudden just a standard Datsun drives past and they lust over those cars. I'm not saying those are bad cars. I'm not talking shit on them. I'm just saying I don't see that happening. Again, people are just people. We are all humans. We lust. And then we'll say things like dead body. We'll say things like, essentially what I've picked up from what sisters are trying to say is that they don't want a guy who fixates over his body. And all of a sudden, that's the most important thing. When he wakes up in the morning, when he goes to bed, he just, but no. That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a person who takes care in their appearance and really tries hard to be the best that they can be. Not a person, Jay. The reason why a lot of sisters say they just want a dad bod is because they want a guy who's well-rounded. Because again, if I just have a dad bod, that means I need to be good in other aspects to attract the best female. Think about that. If I'm a fat guy, you guys have seen it with these BE fat cats. These BE guys, the reason why they can afford to look the way they look is because they use other indicators like money or power to attract a female. You know, so if you don't have money and you don't have power and you fat, guys, like be honest. Oh, sis, you have to have something. Is this guy super duper funny? Is this guy super duper cute? Is this guy super duper smart? Is this guy super, or are you just okay but well balanced overall? What is it? What is it? So again, you need to show these indicators, guys. You have to show these indicators. On top of that, sisters aren't trying to compete with other sisters. They're not. So if you, this guy who's got a 10 out of 10 body, who drives a 10 out of 10 car, who's financially so strong, who's super smart, a lot of females will obviously get intimidated because they know which this guy's got options. This guy's got options. So it'll put her, you know, because if she doesn't have a great body and she's with the guy who's got a great body and his life is sorted out and his life has direction and he's ambitious and he wakes up and he gets it done and he's got a great relationship with his family, great relationship with his friends, and he goes to church, she's going to find it intimidating if her life is not put together. If her life has no direction, if she's not investing in her physical, if she's not investing in her back, she's going to find this guy very intimidating. She will. And then on top of that, she's always going to be on edge because she's going to start thinking, Guti, other women are going to come scoop. And they will. So that's why she's like, give me my dead bod. Because then she knows that she doesn't have to compete with other people like that. And other women will have to work 10 times as hard to find out that he's smart or 10 times as hard to find out that he's funny. Because you don't just see that straight up when you look at a person. You know, okay, sharp, some guys are funny looking. But I'm saying, Guti, things like having a great body, when you are walking like a mall and you're wearing a vest and shorts, people can see what yes. You know, if you're out there in the streets and you're driving, whatever you're driving, people can go, yay. Those are indicators, guys. Those are indicators. Understand what those indicators are so important when it comes to attracting mates, when it comes to attracting the right energy, when it comes to, I've got hundreds and hundreds of examples. I remember when I used to drive my little Golf 1. And I was like 21 years old. And I remember how it attracted a certain type of person. It attracted the party person. It attracted the young girls because I was driving a Golf 1 that was kitted out with sound. And I remember what that attracted. And I remember when I moved to my Polo, and it was a very nice Polo, but it attracted cops. Every time I'm driving my Polo, I get stopped. You know, whether I want to or not, I got stopped. I'll go there and I drive this big Ford Ranger Bucky. All of a sudden, I started getting certain respect from older men. You know, if I'd go and drive into someone's complex, like the security guard would be like, oh, and open the boom for me. When I was driving my Polo, they'd just be like, "Where I've been fine." Because again, perception is reality for a lot of these people. They see a young black guy driving a Polo. Obviously, he's up to no good. He's going to chase skirts. That's the thing. He's going to go drink, chase skirts. They see a black man driving a bakkie. He must be an owner. He must be that thing. It's perception. I'm signaling something. I went and I drove my car that I drove. Again, I'm not a car person, so please don't get me wrong. All of a sudden, people are like, "Hey, this guy, I get this car." All of a sudden, people are like, "Oh, okay, okay." Now they treat me especially. I haven't changed, by the way. I'm still the same guy. But the perception, because of the signaling that I'm putting out there, I don't know if the guy's making sense. The signaling that I'm putting out there, guys, it's very, very important to understand that. When you're out there, there's certain signals that you give. If I'm going to do a business deal, I'm doing a business deal and they see me jump out of a taxi and I'm wearing torn like jeans that are old and skipper that are old, I know the perception. It may not be true. I might be the guy that they're actually looking for, but I know generally speaking, it will switch off a lot of people because of that perception. A lot of people will just be like, "You know what? I'm good. I'm out." Just based off how I project myself. Guys, it's very, very important. When you dress well, when you look well, when you come out this amazing watching, the confidence comes out, and that's what attracts people. The confidence comes out, and that's what attracts people. Guys, you must understand the reason why I tell men so much, they must get their body right, especially the young guys. One, you're young. Two, like, to look amazing is like very, very little financial investment. Very, And if you're already porcupine, just stop eating. Then you already save money like that. Get yourself a six pack. All of a sudden, you set yourself very different from the average guy. It's like 1 out of every 100 guys have a six pack unless you're under the age of 22. Then it's a different situation. But once you get other side of 30, and when a six pack, it's hard. It is hard, guys. But again, by doing so, it shows your patience, it shows your resilience, it shows your work ethic, it shows your discipline, it shows your consistency, it shows all these things with very, 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 very a limited financial investment. Yeah, sure, you can be big baller, short call, and have all the money. Yeah, you can get more done, I guess, than a guy who's 22 and ripped. Perfect. But it's you versus you. It's you versus you. If it's you who's 22 years old with an average body and you're still going through varsity, and versus you who's also 22-year-old, going through varsity, but you've got an amazing body, sets you up. If it's two 35-year-old guys who work in the same job, who make the same amount of money, the other one's just got a dead body, the other one's got a phenomenally jacked body. I know sisters will say one thing. I hear sisters say these things all the time, but the reality is very different when you're walking around. It's very different. The things that sisters say publicly versus what we get in our DMs, very, very different. What sisters say publicly versus behind closed doors, very, very different, guys. It's just the law of the jungle. It is what it is. The lioness wants the biggest, baddest lion. That's it. All those lionesses in Lion King wanted Mufasa. That's what it is. They want the guy who's the biggest and the baddest. No one wants Scar. They want the guy who can provide and protect at the highest. At least signal that. At least signal that by having a great body. At least signal that by dressing well. At least signal that by having things while you're working on it. So that when you actually are required to show strength, it's not just rubbery, muscly, fake gym strength. No, but we're also shine, but that's secondary. First, you need to get their attention. I'm in marketing. I do media. The first things first, you get people's attention. That's top of the funnel. If you are in high school, you remember ADA, which is attention, interest, desire, action. You remember that thing that you used to do in business studies, whatever? That's what I do on the daily. You get people's awareness. You get them aware. If you look jack and you're walking past the mall, again, you don't have to jack. No. You can still be trim and lean and looking sexy. You look like that, you already got people's attention. If I'm walking, I've already got people's attention, and then I've got their interest, because then once you start the conversation, then you come up, okay, let's now sell you through and then get you all the way down to action. But I've got the attention first. Driving a specific car gets the attention first. Dressing a certain way gets the attention first. I get it. Once you got that, then it's up to you again to now work and show that you've got substance. But attention comes first, guys. Your brand. How you present yourself in your brand is so important, to attract what you're looking to attract. If you're trying to attract church people, then your brand, whether it's on Instagram, on TikTok, whatever, needs to be around that type of content. If your brand is to attract a slay queen, then you need to post yourself popping bottles and driving drop top cars, if that's what your brand is. So again, I'm all about trying to make sure, I get myself into that 1% bracket. 1% mentally, 1% psychologically, 1% emotionally, 1% financially, 1% physically, and then exude that confidence. Guys, gym teaches you a lot about women, a lot about money, a lot about people. Please invest in gym. Get jacked. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Share this video far and wide if you think there's any benefit for anyone. If you're one of those guys that got butthurt because of watching this video because you're sitting at home with guys, anyway, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Have yourselves a fantastic day. Gantanda out.